TRA on course suppresses target.
There are a number of reasons which have caused this excellent performance.
TIC investment projects continue to multiply.
Expect that this investment will generate more jobs for Tanzanians.
Good evening, I am Teddy Mparanyanga. You can also follow us live via YouTube channel TBC Online and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook and X pages at TBC Online. The Tanzania Revenue Authority has surpassed its quarterly revenue collection target, collecting an average of 7 trillion 90 billion shillings compared to the set target of 7 trillion and 420 billion shillings for the first quarter of the 2024-2025 fiscal year, running from July to September. Speaking in Dar es Salaam, the TRA Commissioner General Yusuf Mwenda says the improvement of the business environment and improved level of service delivery have contributed to the increase in the revenue collections.
There are a number of reasons which have caused this excellent performance. Among them includes the sound economic and investment policy under the six-phase governments led by the able leadership of Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, the President of United Republic of Tanzania, which has widened tax base and has sustained businesses in this country. Other reasons includes the close partnership with the taxpayers who have voluntarily paid their required tax shares.
According to Mwenda, TRA has set a new record for the month of September alone, collecting an average of 3 trillion and 18 billion shillings, the largest revenue collections amount in TRA's history. Executive Director of Tanzania Investment Center, TIC, Ijela Terry, says from July to September 2024, TIC has registered a substantial increase in the number of investment projects registered, reaching 256 projects worth $3.6 billion compared to 198 projects registered in the fourth quarter of the fiscal year of 2023-2024. He made the remarks in Dar es Salaam revealing that industrial production sectors, construction, tourism and transportation are among the sectors that lead the list of registered projects and have largely contributed to the strengthening of the investment environment in the country.
Also expect that this investment will generate more jobs for Tanzanians. 14,000 jobs were expected the previous quarter, and this time around is around 96,000 jobs, about 500% increase compared to the previous quarter. But today is also the 1st of October, which means there is also another quarter that has just finished yesterday, a quarter starting from July 1st to September 30th, 2024. And here we see an increase of projects from 137 in 2023 to 256 in 2024, close to 100% increase in terms of the number of projects. So this is a significant improvement, which results from the able leadership of Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, her economic diplomacy approach, as well as her reforms that she's doing on the business environment and investment climate.
For the projects registered for the period of April to June 2024, expect to provide about 99,000 jobs. The Minister of Home Affairs, Engineer Hamad Masauni, has said that the government has made major infrastructural improvement in the firefighting, rescue operations, marking new era of fire and rescue force to ensure timely access of the services to the public. Here are more details.
Masauni made the remarks in Njombe region, where he was inspecting the construction of the fire brigade and the rescue officers, as well as the office of the regional police commander in Njombe region, insisting that the government is committed to improve the fire rescue forces.
In the past, the Fire and Rescue Force has a shortage of equipment, but now for the first time, the force will get the most modern equipment. The force will receive $100 million. The equipment include boats, helicopter, more than 50 modern cars, among others.
Furthermore, Masauni stresses that during the Sixth Phase government, there have been major improvements of its rescue equipment and forces operations, including modernizing forces system by the use of technology. On the other hand, the acting commander of Njombe Region Fire Rescue Force, Joeli Mwakanyasa, says the project has reached over 72% and is expected to be completed in July next year.
The project started to be implemented on the 18th of September 2023, and it is expected to be completed on the 16th of July. By the 20th of September, the project was completed by 72.2%.
Masauni adds that there are also improvements in putting in place a system to meet the firefighters' interests, including housings.
Executive Director of the Tanzania Fertilizer Regulatory Authority, TFRA, Joel Laurent, says the Tanzania's fertilizer subsidy program has enabled the country to make progress in its use of fertilizers in the agriculture, reaching an average of 840,000 tons in the year 2023-2024 from 360,000 tons in the year 2021-2022. He made the remarks there in Dar es Salaam as the country prepares to mark the World Fertilizer Day on 13th October, which is expected to be held in the Dodoma and Manyara regions.
Through this program, we are able to register farmers. Previously, if you rightly recall, there was no systematic approach where farmers can be identified and registered. But with the introduction of the subsidy program, all farmers who want to access fertilizer need to be registered in the system. So we have at least 4 million registered farmers, and the target is in 2016 to register at least 7 million farmers.
On the other hand, Lawrence says the number of farmers using fertilizers has grown to 4 million and expecting to use more than 1 million tons of fertilizers this year. The government subsidy fertilizer program is due to end in the 2025-2026 fiscal year. And on to the next news. 60 members of the Japan Infrastructure Development Association for Africa, JIDA, led by Tanzania's ambassador to Japan, Baraka Luvanda, are in the country for the Tanzania-Japan Quality Infrastructure Dialogue, which aims to identify business prospects in the construction industry, which includes ports, airports, and highways. Here are more details.
Speaking in Dar es Salaam, Ambassador Luvanda says Tanzania will gain from the knowledge and experience from the Japanese companies, which are more experienced in construction sectors.
What the 60 people bring to Tanzania is the experience, because they have executed projects of this nature in most of the South Asia countries, and they are now opening for Africa, because this is the initiative coming up from the TICAD 6 in Nairobi, whereby Japan promised to mobilize private sector, both the experience, the expertise, and resources to address the challenges that we face in Africa in terms of infrastructure. So
we expect that the event, the Tanzania-Japan Quality Infrastructure Dialogue, will take place on the 3rd of October at the Julius Nyerere International Convention Center from 9 a.m. And we would like to take this opportunity, myself and His Excellency Ambassador Baraka Luvanda, our ambassador in Japan, to welcome Tanzanian companies to take advantage of this opportunity and engage with their counterparts and do business together.
The dialogue will involve both public and private sectors in the construction sector, which is expected to be held in Dar es Salaam on October 3rd this year, where more than 200 Tanzanian companies are expected to participate.
The Mwanza Regional Commissioner Said Mtanda urges all Tanzanians to come out in large numbers during the climax of the Uhuru Torch race, which is expected to be held on 14th October in Mwanza. Mtanda says the climax will be marked with two other major events, which include the 25th anniversary of the death of the father of our nation, Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere, and the Youth Week, where the official guest of honor is expected to be President Samia Suluhu Hassan.
Kilele cha mbio za mwenge wa uhuru kitafanyika mkoani Mwanza.
The climax of Uhuru Torch race will be conducted in Mwanza region after the Uhuru Torch race from 16th to 13th. Then the climax of race will be on the 14th. The President of the United Republic of Tanzania will be the guest of honor. The venue for this event will be CCM Kirumba. I call upon the people of Mwanza and Tanzanians as a whole to show up in numbers to this esteemed event.
As Tanzania prepares to mark Nyerere Day on the 14th of this month, we remember the late Mwalimu Julius Nyerere, the founding father of Tanzania, whose legacy of humility and service continues to inspire. Through the voices of those who knew him, we will explore the profound impact he had on his people and the values he championed. In the heart of Tanzania, the memory of Mwalimu Julius Nyerere endures, not just as the country's founding father, but as a symbol of humility, kindness, and unwavering dedication to his people. Born on April 13th, 1922, Nyerere's journey from a village boy in Butiama to the first president of Tanzania is a testament to a life lived in service and simplicity. The story of Nyerere brings us to the home of one of Nyerere's close friends, the late Sir George Kahama, one of Tanzania's earliest cabinet ministers. He served as a prominent leader before and even after independence. Even though he is not around, his wife Janet Kahama remembers the close bond between these two, and the close ties between these two families showcase what kind of person and leader Nyerere was.
The way he started, though I was much younger, but historically, if you know about him, read about him. And I was lucky that I went to his village, visited his village, and then I remember even their first house they had in Butiama, a very, very simple house, very simple. I have it I'm sure even in my pictures I have that house. But then later, of course, because people wanted him to go with the times. You have to build a new house, and he was very reluctant to do that. That was typical of Mwalimu Nyerere. But eventually he had to build a house, which is nice. We went to visit him, beautiful home.
What set Nyerere apart was his commitment to a simple lifestyle. As he famously said, we must strive to live a life that reflects our values and principles. This philosophy resonated deeply with many who saw in him a leader who practiced what he preached.
He was so special. When I say special, he was a person full of humor, kind, understanding, loving. He would take anybody from the different circles that people go through. Whether you are poor, you are rich, to him, Julius Kambarage Nyerere, to him, everybody was the same. Whether you were a minister, you were whatever, to him, you were just a human being. And this is why I always was thinking that this man must be a saint before he dies.
Today, as Tanzania reflects on the life of Mwalimu Julius Nyerere, it is not only his policies that are remembered, but the man himself, a kind-hearted leader whose life exemplified humility, compassion, and an unwavering commitment to the betterment of humanity. In a time when the world craves leaders of integrity, Nyerere's legacy serves as a poignant reminder that the greatest leaders are often those who choose to walk alongside their people, embodying the values they cherish. His memory lives on, inspiring future generations to strive for a just and compassionate world. The 2022 census data indicates youth population aged between 14 to 25 is 19.2% of the country's total population, affirming that youth involvement as voters or candidates in the upcoming local government elections to be critical. Peter Mganga has prepared the following report.
According to USAID, by 2025, Tanzania's population will increase by 20 million, with youth aged between 0 to 35 comprising 75% of the total population. Here are some of Tanzania's youth explain how they will play their role in the upcoming general elections and other political affairs.
In Tanzania, over 60% of the population is the youth. Therefore, youth act as the main advocate and mobilizer for the local government elections. Not only they stand a chance to mobilize on the local government elections, but also they stand a chance to lead as young leaders. So it is important for the youth to participate in order to represent their political parties and their strong agendas to make a country a better place.
Uchaguzi huu una umuhimu sana kwa sababu it's very important to participate in this election because the implementation of government policies and development of the nation starts at the local government level. Without creating a good foundation, especially at the local government level, you cannot find a good leaders who will bring development in our community. It is the right decision for young people to vote and contest various posts in this election.
It's very important for each and every young people to take part, to vie for each of those positions, because I think it's important for young people to give their fresh perspectives when it comes to local issues, which are the issues that each and every young person are actually going through. You're talking of things like employment, you're talking of things like business, and each and every young person faces these issues. We need fresh perspectives in the local government because it's local government that actually makes up our central government. Therefore, it's so important for young people to be involved in these elections, be it, voting or actually vying for the seats themselves.
Youth participation in the local government is an essential aspect of democracy as it ensures the inclusion of diverse groups to promote effective governance. In Tanzania, efforts have been made to encourage youth involvement in political processes either by voting or by contesting for various political posts. Peter Mganga, TBC News.
Before we wind up our local news tonight, let us take a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Up next is international news. And in international news, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of Nigeria says his administration is winning the war on terrorism and banditry with the elimination of over 300 Boko Haram and bandit commanders within 1 year of his administration by the gallant troops in the northeast, northwest, and some other parts of the country. President Tinubu made the remarks during a nationwide broadcast to commemorate the 64th independence anniversary of Nigeria.
Government has eliminated many Boko Haram and bandit commanders faster than ever. As of the last count, over 300 Boko Haram and bandit commanders have been eliminated by our gallant troops in the northeast, northwest, and some other part of the country. We have restored peace to hundreds of communities in the north, and thousands of our people have been able to return home.
President Tinubu insists that Nigeria's 64th independence anniversary creates another chance for Nigerians to reflect on the journey so far towards nation building. And in other international news, members of parliament in Kenya have started the process of removing the country's deputy president from office. On Tuesday, the Speaker of the National Assembly allowed the impeachment proceedings to begin after a motion to start things off was backed by 291 MPs, way over the threshold of the 117 members of parliament required. Multiple efforts to stop the impeachment attempt through the courts failed. We are joined by Victor Abuso, a journalist in Kenya, who tells us the latest.
Well, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua is on trial before Parliament after his own ruling UDA party, supported by a number of members of Parliament from the opposition, presented a motion against him, calling for his impeachment, stating 11 reasons why he should go. And the main reason is that he's contravening the Kenyan Constitution, working against President William Ruto, but also spreading political situations that can be described as marginalizing his own Mount Kenya region against other regions in Kenya. But most importantly is that on 8th of October, Rigathi Gachagua will be put on trial when members of parliament will debate the motion, but also will be granted an opportunity to appear before parliament and answer the accusations that has been raised against him. And after that, this motion will go to the Senate, where senators will also debate and make a determination on whether Rigathi Gachagua should go or should remain as the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. But we can only say that currently he is on trial and he has been crucified by his own political party.
Ruto chose Gachagua as his running mate in the 2022 election when he defeated former Prime Minister Raila Odinga in a bitterly contested election. Let us now join Nyambona Masamba with more in international news.
International news starts in East Asia. Cleanup crew are scrambling to clear debris in the wake of Nepal devastating flooding and landslides during the weekend. More than 200 people have been killed so far in around the capital Kathmandu. That number is expected to rise as recovery efforts continue. To China is marking 75 years of Communist Party rule. The Republic celebration has been overshadowed with concerns of economic slowdown and ongoing security threats. The Chinese President Xi Jinping paid tribute to the foreign national heroes ahead of the anniversary. He told the Chinese people to set their goals and work together. Their determination and a pioneer spirit to jointly compose a more splendid and vibrant new chapter for the people's new republic. But celebrations are around muted this year. Stalling economic growth and shake real estate market have left questions of whether China's greatly forward might finally be slowed down. From China to America now, with poll neck and neck in the U.S. presidential election, Tuesday vice presidential debate is attracting a great deal of attention. Chances of another presidential debate have found to be nailed between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. And this debate has been as a chance to both campaigns to make their closing argument to voters. Jay Vance and Tim Walz have emerged as distinguished personalities during the election campaign. A 40-year-old Marine veteran, year-long school graduate and venture capitalist, Donald Trump running mate Vance installed himself as a rug to reach a success story, having grown up in hard scramble rural community in Ohio. Tim Voss was a former high school teacher and American football coach. He served 5 terms in the U.S. House of Representatives before twice he was elected governor of after killing the group leader Hassan Nasrallah on Friday. Although limited, it is the first time Israel has sent soldiers into Lebanon in 18 years. However, Hezbollah has dismissed the report that Israel army has entered the country and said it is ready to retaliate.
That was international news. Sports news up next. And in sports news, Taifa Stars head coach Hemed Morocco has called back Taifa Stars captain Mbwana Samata and Kibu Dennis ahead to CAF Africa Cup Nations 2025 home and away qualifying matches against Democratic Republic of Congo. Speaking to TBC News in Dar es Salaam, Morocco says the decision has been taken to strengthen the national team squad against tough opponents DRC and must-win games to boost their chances to qualify for AFCON 2025.
There's an opportunity for them in this tournament, and we haven't had a large squad of players playing abroad. I think it's something encouraging to ensure that we first serve the local players, and they are performing really well. I believe that in the future, many of the players will be playing internationally.
We can collect them. Taifa Stars plays Congo away on October 10th before return leg match at Benjamin Mkapa Stadium on October 15th. Stars has already played 2 matches, won 1 and drew 1, and have collected 4 points, Congo leading Group H with 6 points after winning all their previous 2 opening games. Prevention and Combating of Corruption Bureau, PCCB, Education Officer at Kinondoni District, BBM Somi, urges youth in the country to develop their talents for the benefit of national teams and employment opportunities. Speaking during the Form 4 graduation ceremony at Turiani Secondary School in Dar es Salaam, Msumi says youth can maximize on their great talents in various sports fields, which open chances to employ themselves for their own betterment and nation as well.
You have performed a very good play against corruption, which was very exciting. I have to tell you that art has become a great business. A play like that, which have been performed here, if put on TV, it can be better than Huba, Juakali, and The Boy. So I give advice to the one created that to continue doing so for his own benefit.
That's the sports news. Now, before we conclude the news bulletin for tonight, let us take a look at the weather update for the next 24 hours.
Hello, and welcome again to the next 24 hours of forecast, starting tonight at 9 p.m. From Tanzania Meteorological Authority, my name is Ramadhan Omari. Windy is expected to flow at 30 kilometers per hour over the entire coast and the Lake Tanganyika. While over Lake Victoria, wind speed is expected to reach 20 kilometers per hour. Over Lake Nyasa, wind speed is expected to reach 40 kilometers per hour, and the state of the sea is expected to be moderate. And rainfall models are showing signal of rainfall over some areas, especially along Lake Victoria Basin, toward western part of our country and the coastal areas. And tonight, areas along Lake Victoria Basin and the Kigoma region are expected to feature partly cloudy condition, thunderstorms over a few areas. And the remaining regions are expected to feature just the partly cloudy conditions. And tomorrow, areas along Lake Victoria Basin and western part of our country are expected to feature partly cloudy condition, thunder showers over a few areas and sun periods. While over the northern coast, we are expecting to feature partly cloudy condition, rain showers over a few areas. Over high ground of Arusha and the Kilimanjaro region, we are expecting to feature partly cloudy condition, light rain showers over a few areas. And also in Lindi region, we are expecting to feature partly cloudy condition, light rain showers over a few areas. And the remaining regions are expected to feature partly cloudy condition and sun periods. And now, let's have a look on the next weather forecast over some regions of our country. In Dar es Salaam, light rain is expected in few areas. In the Dodoma region, minimum temperature is expected to be 17 degrees. In Mbeya, minimum temperature is expected to be 12 up to 13 degrees. Mwanza region, minimum temperature is expected to be 18 degrees Celsius. In Kilimanjaro, minimum temperature is expected to be 15 degrees. In the Morogoro region, we're expecting light rain shower, especially day after tomorrow. And in Arusha region, we're expecting minimum temperature to be 14 degrees Celsius. From Tanzania Meteorological Authority, that is all for today. Thank you for watching and goodbye.
And that marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Do not miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I am Teddy Mparanyanga. Have a lovely, lovely night.
Kama mitaa imetulea basi mitaa ndo sisi, ruksa kugombea ubarozi, diwani, wenye kiti. Kwani unachogopa kipi? Kushiriki uchaguzi, usikubali kupotezwa na miruzi. Au vipi? Tutangaze nia, Tanzania inahitaji vijana. Tuachane na zama zinazosema itashindikana, na uzuri unachagua kiongozi unayemtaka. Tangaza nia, labda wendo kiongozi unayefuata. Hamwezi jua wanangu, usibaki